What's up, guys? Mason Brock Henderson here. This is going to be a review of the second official X-Men Apocalypse trailer, which is kind of weird because they've actually had like several trailers. They're just some have been like they've had two trailers and then they've had a few like TV spots and stuff like that. So anyway, but this is the second official trailer we're gonna get, and as much as I like it, as much as I'm ready to see it, I have to say this one, it's not, the only reason it's not a good trailer is because they showed a lot from the last several trailers we've seen. That's, yeah. I know that sounds weird. If this was the first trailer we'd seen, I'd be like, oh, I want to see this movie now. But the truth is, I mean, this really isn't much different than what we've seen so far. You know, we see a couple extra things. I feel like this is for those fans who complained about Days of Future Past because, you know, I've heard these complaints before. Mystique, it doesn't look like Mystique enough. You know, she's too much Jennifer Lawrence and she hardly ever looks like Mystique anymore. And then they complain that Quicksilver was in it and it was the best scene, and then he's gone. You know, they don't use him again. It felt like this trailer was saying, don't worry, guys, we got you. We understand what you're thinking. So they show Mystique more in her blue skin, and we get to see that it looks like Quicksilver is going to be a big part of this movie, which is the one thing in this trailer that gets me really, really, really excited. Because, yeah, he was the best thing about Days of Future Past. He was a really fun character. The slow motion while he's running and moving everything was great. We saw him running in, I think it was the TV spot. Maybe it was the first trailer. Either way, we saw him like running and things were moving by him fast, and he kind of had like a frightened look on his face. But this one, like, we get a little bit more, like, the floor is exploding under his feet as he's like running on the floorboards. I cannot wait to see what that scene looks like, because I have no doubt they're gonna have some freaking awesome scenes with him. So anyway, that is the one thing that did stick out to me. I was like, oh, I can't wait to see more of him. But also the Mystique thing too. I personally, you know, not being a comics person, maybe that's why I don't care as much. I guess it does go a little bit against her character because she's very much like, we are mutants and we are proud type person. And so it seems weird that she would hide her mutant powers. So that's, I do understand that, but at the same time, it doesn't bother me as much as it's bothered some other people. So seeing that doesn't really excite me. But they did show a little bit more action in this. You know, we've seen they showed destruction in a lot of this, which we've seen plenty of destruction. We've seen the bridges exploding because, you know, the water's just like, and then we've seen like buildings being destroyed. This one they still showed a lot of destruction, but they also showed a bit more of like the X-Men fighting. Like we get to see Cyclops using his laser vision. We get to see Storm like zapping at people. We get to see I want to say it's Archangel, I think is his name, the guy with the wings and the metal. I don't know. Either way, we see him like, you know, throwing these knives that his wings are made of, throwing them at people. So anyway, basically, long review short, I like this trailer. It's a good trailer, but because it's the second trailer, it feels like it was repeating a lot of what we saw in the first trailer, which to some extent is good because, yeah, we're not seeing anything extra. We're not seeing anything more that, you know, like you think about some movies, they show one trailer, it's like, ooh, I don't know anything about this movie. Second trailer, there's a lot of new stuff, but they ruined the movie because they showed so much. This one didn't feel that way, but at the same time, they repeated a lot of stuff, so it still didn't feel like, you know, oh yeah, we got a completely different trailer. It didn't feel that way. So, see what else. I guess the two scenes that do get me excited, though, more excited than what I've seen before for this movie, is like I said, the Quicksilver scene, watching him run as the floor explodes up underneath him. The other thing, though, that does get me excited that I haven't seen in the other trailers is seeing oh crap, what's I can't remember her name now. But the girl with the sword, we saw her. I think it was the TV spot. We saw her cutting the car. We saw that scene, but getting to see her kind of in with the rest of them. At least I think it was her. Maybe it wasn't. Anyway, but kind of seeing these four horsemen that they're talking about, seeing more of these characters more involved. They did a good job of showing that. They did a good job of really showing more involvement overall. I mean, the one scene where Mystique is talking to them and saying, you're no longer students, you are now X-Men. Talking to these people who clearly look like they aren't ready. They aren't ready to be X-Men. Yeah, it is kind of interesting to see more of them and getting more involved. Because honestly, at first it seemed like it was just going to be like Mystique and Charles and Beast, and that was it. Like those three, and maybe Jean Grey was involved. Like we didn't. They may have showed Cyclops before, and we obviously knew Quicksilver, but we didn't really know who all was actually going to be involved. We knew who was in the movie. We didn't know who was going to be fighting. We got to see more of that. So they did do that well. Yeah, I think that's it for this review. I'm going to start working to get these reviews better because they should be more coherent than the TV show reviews I do because those involve a lot more. This one is very short. I don't know why I'm so incoherent with my thoughts. Anyway, but yeah, those are my thoughts on this review, or on this trailer. Let me know down in the comments what you think. Are you excited? Does this trailer make you more or less excited than you already were? And leave a like and subscribe for more trailer reviews. I'll see you at the next one. Peace out.